Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Crate Expectations. I'm here with the lifter unit herself,
Hmm.
Flem Sarah. How are you today, Sarah?
Flummy, how are you?
That's Flemmy, you ask. No, that was not the most hilarious thing, but it was a little bit funny to me. I miss little man, of course, but I'm excited. We get to record, and after a
Hmm.
week of not doing it, was it 1 week? It feels like it's been 2 weeks, but maybe I guess
It was, yeah,
it's been two combined weeks, I guess, since we recorded.
yeah. So we had 1 week off because of my phlegm situation.
Right, right. So I'm glad that you're gone. I'm glad that it's gone.
Debatable.
Debatable that I'm glad.
D and that it's gone. Why not both?
Why not both? Yeah, I am glad though. I don't know if I'm glad about the phlegm being gone, but I'm glad.
Oh man.
Yeah, so where did we leave off? Like what was the last thing we even talked about? I don't even remember. Was it like
Uh,
Leviathan was out, but it
and it
was
had all the
bugged?
bugs and set 10 had dropped and they were talking about lowering the relic requirements for it.
Oh, you were just trying to mimic the latest capital ship, right?
Me?
Yeah.
Because I was bugged?
Yeah.
How was I
Okay.
bugged?
I don't know. You had phlegm.
Oh,
You had a bug.
I had a bug. I was like, what was broken with me? Um,
You just this would be so messed up. I'm like, you're such a broken person. Jeez.
and my immediate thought is, why am I broken? Um, yeah, we talked about Leviathan last time. So I guess really the only new stuff is they like quasi fixed Leviathan and Scout Trooper and Gideon.
Oh yeah, yeah. We've got the new Gideon coming up. Giddy up.
Yeah, that's what she said. Um,
That sounds like her. Yeah.
oh, and we got another batch of Leia requirements.
We did. Yeah. And what do you think of them?
They're not, oof. I don't want to say they're not bad because I don't think that they're truly not bad, but they're not super terrible and they're not super easy either. Like four marquees is steep.
It is steep. Well, like for long-time players, it's steep. For new players, it's like, wow, this is actually pretty good.
It's it's a lot.
Also, what she said. But no, it is a lot. Four marquees is a lot. Are you wailing on any of them?
Probably not. Um, so okay. I'm curious what your thought is on this because I talked to Pico about this a little bit. Um, and I went back and I was looking at the dates for Jabba. And Jabba was released the same day that Chrysanthemum went farmable, which was like September 20th or 21st, something like that. Um, and 2 weeks prior to that was the Leia Marquis. So Skiff and Boosh were not farmable yet when Jabba was released.
Yeah, they weren't like in on nodes that
On
you could
nodes,
farm.
right.
Right.
Right. Um, so I'm curious if you think like I'm assuming we're gonna see a similar thing with Dragon Man and he'll get released probably the first week of September and then 2 weeks later we'll get the Leia update and she'll be in game without all of the characters being farmable. And maybe that's when Nisa goes farmable.
That could be. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are like, "Oh yeah, Drogon for sure being released today." Yeah, like not today, but this week, which would be
Right.
like the kit would be today, and
Mm,
well, okay, so the reason, I mean, it could be obviously CG can do what they want. The last update they had though, they
mm,
loaded 6 galactic challenges in.
right. So they have galactic challenges in until the end of August. Yeah. So they don't need to necessarily they could, but they don't need to do an update before then.
I was gonna verify that with my calendar, but I have Windows 11 and I can't click on my calendar easily, so I'm just gonna assume end of August.
End of
Yeah, so
August.
they don't have to do anything, honestly. Like I was actually, it was they kind of, they surprised me. Like they gave us more information on Leia, more information on stuff. I didn't
Hmm.
think they would give us more requirements that quickly though.
Yeah, I didn't think so either. And okay, this is just me being whiny, and so I'm gonna preface that before I say what I'm about to say.
You're
I
doing your
almost
best C3PO
yeah
impersonation. All
yeah.
right.
I don't have a red arm though, so um
Good.
I kind of wish that they would do an update now that we have all of the requirements because I would like to be able to track me completing the Leia requirements in game, and I can't because they're not all in there yet.
You poor dear.
I know. I said this is just like me being whiny, but
Right. Right.
uh,
Well, yeah, you're right though. It's fun to get the little green check mark, isn't it?
yeah, I like to just like double check that I'm not doing something stupid like taking Rex to Relic 7, Lord Vader.
Uh, yeah, that's a rough one for sure. Though to be honest, well, I guess. Oh wait, you had that checkbox available for the Rex thing. That didn't prevent you.
I did. That is true. However, he's in when you select the journey guide for Lord Vader and then you go to the journey guide tab in your roster, he's there.
You're right.
So I just started throwing relics on him because I was like, I know that he's not done. I know he doesn't have the check mark yet. So obviously he needs more relics. And then once I hit 7, I was like, why hasn't the little ribbon thing shown up?
Just keep clicking. He'll get there eventually.
Relic 9.
Oh, that would be so sad for you.
Man, can you imagine? I would be pissed.
I would laugh at you, actually.
You would you would cry laughing.
I might, because I'm like, you should know that there's not a Relic 9 Rex. Like, you should know that there's, like, you should know which ones are Relic 9s.
People are going to take this out of context and think that I don't know. And I have a Relic 9 Rex, and I don't. Yeah, I stopped at Relic 7.
I just think it's hilarious that you have a Relic 9 Rex.
Anyway,
So, yeah. So how do you feel about it then? Okay, so Leviathan came out,
yeah.
the requirements released 2 Relic 9s. Like, decent Relic 9s. It's like, well, yeah, I'd rather have those Relic 9s than a lot of others that they could have chosen. Like,
Oh, Leviathan requirements.
oh, what did I say?
You said Leviathan, but for whatever reason, I thought you were talking about Leia still.
Right,
Carry on.
when I said Leviathan, what I was really meaning was Leviathan. Was Leviathan.
I'm
It's
sick. Come
it's
on.
it's Leviathan, not Leviathan.
Thanks, Hermione.
No problem. Should call you Ron or something. I should call you Phlegm. Isn't there someone they call Phlegm in it?
Mm,
Oh, they totally Ron. No, that girl, the hot one, the one that's
the
engaged, the French one, the one from Beaubaton.
floor.
Floor,
Flora.
yeah, they call her Phlegm. Yeah,
Mm, do they? I don't remember them calling her Flem.
dude, I'm gonna school you on Harry Potter. Really?
Yeah.
This is madness. You really must be sick.
I'm sick.
You really must be phlegm. You're
Oh
being so
man.
flamboyant right now.
Oh, it's fine. Everything's okay. Maybe.
Man, people are going to downvote me so hard for mocking a sick girl. Even I feel a little like I'm going to downvote myself. Jeez.
Oh man. Okay, sorry. Leviathan, 2 relic 9 requirements. Yes.
Leviathan.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 2 Relic 9 requirements on, like, okay characters, but there's still Relic 9.
Right.
And then, okay, so what are your thoughts? Leia requires 0 Relic 9s.
Yes.
So first, like, were you expecting Relic 9s for her? And if, regardless of that, how do you feel about this weirdness?
I actually don't think I was expecting relic 9s for her. Um, I don't know why. I think maybe I was just like kind of trying, and I shouldn't. I know we shouldn't necessarily do this, but I was sort of comparing her to Jabba, and I just was like, I don't think we're gonna get relic 9s for her. It does hurt having the relic 7s be on all of the marquees. Uh, but I guess
Yeah.
that's okay. That's
Relics
okay.
Relic 7 on the marquees is tough because it's hard to hoard that much.
It is.
Like it's hard for me to hoard enough for to guarantee someone can go straight to gear 13. Like I just don't want to look at what their future gear is going to be. So even on my main account, I'm like, yeah, I hope I have enough. But you know, like if it turns out to be one of those characters that requires like 3 fusion furnaces or something.
Have you looked at the total number of relics for her yet?
No, everyone's like, go do the thing, Zareth. Make your chart, Zareth. They don't
Dance,
want me.
monkey.
Quiet, phlegm.
No, I'm just curious because I
Jeez.
was just thinking about it. Like you have 4 marquees at relic 7, and then you have CLS and Chupio at relic 7, right?
All right, yeah. So do the math. How many is that?
I don't know. What's 7 times 6? 42?
Maybe
That sounds like a right number.
it is what you want it to be, Sarah. And
Um,
then there's R2D2, who's 8 actually. So
so 50
it's 50.
plus all whatever the 3s and 5s are.
Yep, 50 plus whatever else. Yep.
I would pull up the journey guide to look, but it's not actually accurate. Uh, okay. So 50, 60, 65 because of Rolo, Han, and Lando. And then Akbar, Chirpa, and Wicket are 3. So that's
74.
74. I hate doing math, quote unquote, live.
Math, people.
Mm.
Yeah.
74. So where does that slot her in on your chart?
Oh, you want me to actually look at my chart?
You don't have it memorized?
I do, but you wanted me to look at it?
I mean, you
Let me
could
look.
you could fake look at it and probably just tell me a number and I would believe it.
It sounds really similar to Jabba off the top of my head. Though let me actually find. There we go. Here's the requirements and okay, Jabba's 76. So I
So
was actually pretty close on that one.
that's really similar.
Yeah, Jabba required. So he required more or fewer relic 7. So Jabba requires 1 relic 8, and then only 4 relic
Mm,
7s.
77. I forgot about Lobot.
Oh yeah. All right.
Still very similar.
So it has to be. So she increases it by 1. I'd be interested to see. Like I'll do the math of it eventually, but like being able to look at how much Carbanti and Chirotech. We don't know Drogon either, so it's too much and
Mm.
truly not
Right.
gonna truly not gonna work on that. But Yeah, she's though the thing is, like the relic levels, yes, signal data obviously it's an issue and everything. This is fairly friendly for a lot of players though. Like more
Mm-hmm.
for the people who don't want her instantaneously. This is like, hey, this is good, especially for newer players who don't really know what direction they want to go.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, well, if you get Leia, then you have all these other characters who branch out and help you with other galactic legends, like even Boosh overlaps with Jabba.
Mm-hmm. I forgot
Oh,
about Boosh, so
yeah,
that's
yep.
82.
I was about to say, I think we forgot Boosh.
We did.
All
To
right,
see, this is
so
why we need it in game. So that's 82. Is that all of them?
I've stopped caring,
Okay,
so
that's good. At least you're honest.
that'll be helpful. Yeah. What's Boosh's requirement? She's a
5.
5. Okay.
Yeah, she's a gimme if you have Jabba.
Nice.
It is nice though that there are so many requirements that do overlap.
Yeah, I mean, you get Leia, and it's like, well, yeah, you could get a lot of other characters. Well, the thing I'm most curious now, of course, is to try to figure out what characters are going to be in her squad because.
Mm-hmm.
So they've already said we design the squad so you don't have to take from the CLS squad, but it's difficult for me to see how you don't steal either C3PO or Chupio or both. Frankly, like both of them boost your squad so much. Chupio especially, like he grabs all the stats from a Galactic Legend Rebel and then hands 20% of those to everyone.
Yeah, that would be insane.
Yeah.
Well,
So what's your wish list then? What do you
well,
want?
so they
What do you
said
think?
on the squad, right?
Hmm?
They did say that Drogon would be on the squad, or that he
But
was
they did.
designed to be there.
What do you think? You think he'll be a tank? Because we already know he took at least one hit.
Um, I wasn't too sure originally, and then Pico pointed out that he probably should be a tank because we don't have any, if we're not breaking apart any squads, realistically, then we don't have a rebel tank that's not assigned elsewhere.
Yeah, like you could do Stormtrooper Han. He's kind of assigned to
True.
Sana, but Sana's not someone to with like. She doesn't inspire loyalty. Eventually, I'll just dump her out in the cold on her own, and she'll be like, "What the?" And I'll just slam the car door and squeal off. It'll be messed up.
So kind.
I'm just not very nice today.
Excuse me. Um,
Bless you.
yeah,
There we go.
there we go. Uh,
Bless you, Sarah.
so if he's a tank, and then you have Leia, I don't know let's look at rebels. Who would you even take? Who like if you're not breaking anyone up? Like
Hey, Lobot's getting a rework.
but you know what? Lobot's gonna be the mob enforcer of the requirements.
I hope you shut your damn mouth.
What?
I don't want that.
You
But
don't?
I mean, oh, okay.
You
So,
wanna use Lobot?
yeah, yeah. Look, okay. So, I have a soft spot in my heart for. I don't know if you remember this, but do you remember back when Urzatron was making videos
Yeah.
way back, and he did Lobot versus the meta, and like
This I
he crafted a team around Lobot and his kit, and
hmm
it was like way back when, and so it wasn't like good materials either. It was just a bunch of droids basically, and he'd beat a lot of meta teams. Like they were kind of weaker meta teams. It wasn't. It's kind of a sham a tiny bit, but like I mean, it was all real attacks and wins. It was like he probably couldn't beat the full strength version of the teams he was dragging down, but it was just fun to see. It was a spectacle, you know.
hmm
I've always loved off meta counters, and that was what like the pinnacle of them, kind of. So I would like Lobot to instead of make Lobot great again, just make Lobot great.
period.
Yeah, there's no again, 'cause. 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 'C
I mean, maybe he would go on the team. I don't know who else you would put there though. Like if you're not breaking apart teams, then you start to get into the weeds here.
Yeah, okay. So if you assume we've got GL Leia
Hmm.
and we have Drogon, so then we need three more.
So do you start going into the weeds and then like you're taking Farm Boy and
Here, look at C3PO real quick. I want to see what kind of boost he does for because he has a few passives that are
hmm
pretty good. Like can you click on some of the unique like the uniques that give like armor pen and stuff? There's one I'm thinking of specifically that like doubles for Ewoks.
You think I know this? That so
Yeah,
this is
I don't know
the
which
Ewok
one.
resistance or Ewok.
Well, so this is critical
Uh,
damage. Whenever they use it, yeah, this isn't it.
yeah, that's not it. Cyborg, Rebel or Ewoks use their basic. They inflict expose.
Okay, that's not it either.
Okay.
Do the bottom one.
Defense pen. I did the bottom one. That was the first one.
Oh, I don't know what you click on.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, okay, the
valid.
defense pen thing. So all allies have it. Oh, but it's
It's Galactic Republic.
yeah. Well, all allies get the plus 10, but yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so maybe we don't use him. It just depends though. Like he's such a good team booster. Honestly, he really is. As much of a whiner as he is. Like translation,
hmm
the reason we won't use him as much is you can already see like from the kit that they gave us. C3PO won't really be used probably because one of his best things is translation, which reduces cooldowns, and
hmm
she already has cooldown reduction immunity.
Right. So you're not gonna want him there because then it's just no.
Right, like he gives other passive things that I'm sure she'd be like, yeah, that's fine, cool, that's cool, man. Um, but yeah, and Chupio though is super nice.
Yeah. I just can't see them designing a kit and then trying to come up with the team for it and slotting in someone that would have part of their kit
So
negated.
we were talking about on Gambit the other day was maybe Princess Leia.
True, she doesn't really have an area. She just kind of gets slotted wherever.
Right. Well, and she hands things like retribution to
hmm
everyone on her team and tenacity up.
hmm
It's actually she's fairly strong in my opinion. As a candidate, I don't know for sure if she'll make the cut, but she shoots multiple times. If you click on the unique, don't apply the Omicron, please. But or the you don't even have the Zeta. That's fine. You don't need the Zeta. But like if you do click on the Omicron one, if you click on the 9,
hmm
so it's 55% chance to give everyone crit chance up and all these things. Like, all they have to do is give Galactic Legend Leia something that really thrives off of a bunch of buffs, and you
hmm
might end up doing something cool. Because Leia gives out like 4 different buffs.
Yeah. I am curious what like her kit is going to be and how it's going to work, especially like just reading about her alt and what they were thinking and how it should work. It sounds like it's going to be interesting. It also sounds like you might not even need to like whether or not you can charge her alt more than once. It sounds like you probably don't need to.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting. And I don't know. I'm expecting her within 4 to 5 weeks.
Yeah, I think a September release of Leia would. I would be surprised if it wasn't September. Like,
Yeah, me too.
if it's August, it feels way too soon because they have to release Drogon before that.
hmm
And my guess is that they're not going to be like, "Hey, but here's the kit for Drogon and for Galactic Legend Leia." Like they
hmm
won't do it at the same time. They'll release Drogon and let us speculate for a week at least, maybe more,
hmm
and then they'll release Leia.
Well, and since they loaded like the galactic challenges until the end of August, so theoretically, if they had loaded like Drogon's marquee and stuff into the game, we should have been able to data mine like his artwork and stuff like that already, right? But it's not there.
Right. Though I will say the Galactic Challenges thing is not like a foolproof way to predict CG's updates. Like
Totally.
that might just be like, hey, Frank is in charge of making Galactic Challenges. Hey, we're
Hmm.
doing an update. Frank, what do you have? He's like, hey, I'm kind of ahead of schedule. Here you go.
Yeah, or Frank's on vacation for the rest of the month.
Right, well, exactly. Like Frank might, yeah, or like, hey, Frank, we need you to get your ass into gear, make some frickin' galactic challenges so you can work on this other project for a while.
Yeah, so it's definitely not foolproof. It's just
Well,
they don't have to.
it's what we have available. So
Tinfoil hat.
yeah, I saw that. I saw this meme today of like people who the conspiracy theorists who were like, yeah, the moon landing was CGI.
Hmm.
You know, like it was fake. They just made it with computer graphics, and then they show like the moon landing and like was I forget what the date was, but then they showed a picture of A New Hope and like the like Death Star briefing that they were doing, like, you know, hey, they'll go down the trench run here, and they're like, this is what computer graphics actually looked like, CGI actually looked like back then. It's like, oh, I don't know. It just made me think of it. It made me laugh. All right. So, all right. On a scale from 1 to 10, how excited
Yeah.
are you for Leia?
Ooh. Um, I'm gonna say like an 8.7.
Wow, that is rather hyped.
I'm pretty hyped for her. I think she's gonna be a lot of fun.
On a scale from 1 to phlegm, how. Sorry.
How
I,
how
I should
hyped are
have.
you? So weird. Ah.
I wouldn't say I'm quite that high. Like I'm always excited for a new character release, especially one that shifts the meta like that. You know that uh, this is what Datacrons do for me every couple months. Is
Right.
they make new like mini galactic legends. They stir up the meta, and I know that that's everyone's preference, including yours, and I don't expect other people to feel the same way. But for so yeah, I am excited for that aspect of like how is she going to impact strategy in GAC and a little bit in territory wars, or just like I also wonder at some point like conquest is so easy for me at
Hmm.
my big account level, and I'm not complaining about that. I want it to be bludgeonable. Like I want it
You
to be
do.
easy. I don't want to have to think too much, and yet I'm still pretty efficient at it actually, ironically. But I want it to be bludgeonable. At the same time, I keep wondering, are they
Mhm.
sometime going to release like another like a harder than hard mode in Conquest?
Like an expert.
Yeah, something like that.
That would be like what would you add to the rewards to warrant that? Because it's not like you can add more character shards,
I don't like more Omicrons maybe.
maybe. More signal data. Bronziums.
But seriously, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, they could find a way to reward us. All right, we
Right.
need to do trigger photo now. However, so
Demanding.
hold on to your butts. This one, this one is like the most recent one that someone posted, but it's too hilarious.
It's a
Uh,
lot.
yeah, it's so funny. Like you have an Omicron that's wasted on all four of
Mhm.
the mediocre Inquisitors, and then Grand Inquisitors hanging out there with zero.
D-
And
Do you think
yeah,
they ran out of Omicrons?
I don't know. I wonder if this is them mocking territory war. I wonder if that's why I think it's so funny.
Because it's just a giant F you.
Well, because you could throw 3 of those Omicrons on the Grand Inquisitor,
Mm-hmm.
and it wouldn't be a terrible choice, frankly. Like they're all decent on him, and then you just have a bonus one you could throw on Riva whenever you get her. You know what? I wish we could see their inventory. I would not be too surprised to find out they actually have Riva and just decided not to place her.
That would be even better.
I would be very happy to see that. All right, guys, go to Sarah's channel now. We're gonna finish the Crate Expectations second half, the as Sarah likes to call it, the dessert half. Um, video description, or there should be a link below us somewhere here. I wasn't saying below us, by the way. Below us. I'm just not nice today. I don't know what my deal is. All right, we'll see you over there, guys.